We have in this country the most reliable energy network anywhere in the world, I believe, with the possible exception of Germany. Maybe Don can tell us. It's certainly more reliable than the States.
It's certainly up there with the most reliable.
It's a factor of about 2 or 3 more reliable than at least half the countries in the world. Yeah. If you want to know what real electricity reliability is like, go to somewhere like Afghanistan or the rural areas of Pakistan, and you'll find your electricity supply is only a few hours a day. You know, people get this completely out of proportion. I always used to joke with my energy engineer colleagues that actually the reason electricity companies get so much stick from the public is because they provide a supply that's far too reliable. And what we ought to do is deliberately cut people off for 2 days, once a year, just to remind them which side their bread's buttered.
I would like to sort of I do, to some extent, agree with your points you're making about the reliability and so on. But I do think in a modern world that we're living in, the fact that there are countries that haven't yet reached the state of energy competence, if you like, which we aspire to, shouldn't make us feel like we ought to take a retrograde step or anything like that. So I know you're not really saying that, but actually we shouldn't be in a situation where there's significant amounts of power outage or heat outage or gas outage or anything like that. And it is our responsibility to make sure that it does stay as reliable as possible. And that is a serious challenge on an ongoing basis for us because I guess you're probably aware, but about a third, between a quarter and a third of all our power stations are going to be retired in the course of the next 5 years. What are they going to be replaced with? Yeah. So reliability gets to be a very difficult issue as time goes by because we want the replacement sources to be as low carbon as possible, which takes you to either wind, which isn't reliable in itself and therefore will require some backup capacity, or it's nuclear, which won't be built for some time and probably not until some of the retired plants get retired. So reliability is a really, really important and difficult issue to wrestle with. We've got to make some decisions quite quickly if we're not going to get as a country in serious difficulty about reliability of electricity supply. I think there's probably a different set of issues around gas and heat supply. That's more around gas storage than it is around actual capacity on a UK-wide basis. But yeah, there are some very, very difficult issues which we're facing on reliability, which are, if we don't address them very soon, we could find ourselves in a pretty major energy crunch in about 5 years' time.